everyone. Welcome back to my vlog. I am Lisa Kinoti, a singer and songwriter and recording artist who also loves to read and practice self-help, which is what we're going to be doing in this vlog today. I always like to say just a little history about myself. I am originally from Nairobi, Kenya, living in the USA. I love both countries immensely. My Kenyan friends call me Lisa Kinoti, and my American friends call me Lisa Kinoti, so whatever you decide to call me is okay. If you haven't watched the introduction to my vlog, where you can get to know even more about what we'll be doing in this vlog, please go back and do that. Also, this is episode 2 of How to Beat Depression, so if you have not watched episode 1, please go back and watch that first, and then you can come back to this episode. So let's dive into it. So excited. Let's start that healing, people. Yes. Okay, so I always have said this little disclaimer: I am not a doctor, so I'm not going to give you any bad information. A lot of this is from experience, and a lot of it is from study. I do my homework. I study, I do research, talk to people, talk to doctors, just, so I'm not giving you any bad information, but I am going to say I'm not a doctor. So, feel free to seek professional help if you're in a situation where none of this is helping you and you don't know how to help yourself. Feel free to do that. The other disclaimer is I'm going to be doing different topics on self-help, not just depression. So if you come across a topic that you don't resonate with, or you ain't feeling it, or it has nothing to do with you and you're just not interested, feel free to move on to other videos. I will have music videos. I will have other topics that we're going to talk about, or even comment on the bottom here and let me know what you would like to hear me talk about. I don't claim to be an expert in anything. I just like to speak from experience, and because they say experience is the best teacher, and just from living life and observing, right? So today we're going to talk about how to beat depression. Think and get up. All right, so what do I mean by think and get up? And by get up, I don't mean like, get up, what's wrong with you? No, what I mean is get out of bed, right? Let's get you out of bed, because one of the symptoms of depression is just a lack of interest in doing anything. You feel really down, really unmotivated. Am I saying that right? You're not motivated, to do anything. And most of the time, people who suffer depression, you'll find that they'll be in bed a lot, with the curtains, shut. It's dark in the room. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to talk to anybody. And so today we're going to talk about getting from that stage to actually starting to work on what's going on with us. Okay, so first let's talk about the think part. Okay, what I mean by think is, I know the main reason you are suffering from depression is because you're probably thinking too much. So you're looking at me like, but Lisa, I already think. What do you mean I should think? Okay, let me explain. What I'm talking about is mindful thinking. I don't know if y'all have heard of this term before. It's something that I learned that helped me a lot. And actually, before I even knew what it was called, I had a lady doctor that taught me this in the past, and it really helped. And then later on I found out that it's called mindful thinking. Mindful means that you're paying attention. So you're laying there in the bed, you don't feel like getting up, and you feel like nobody understands what I'm going through. And I know what you mean. But we most of the time do not pay attention to our thoughts. We think we do, but think about how many thoughts you have in a day. Probably millions. Like how many? And you don't think about what it is you're thinking about. But I'm going to tell y'all a little secret. Our thoughts actually affect our emotions. Our emotions don't affect our thoughts. Most people think that I'm thinking this way because I'm feeling this way. No. You're feeling the way you're feeling because of what you're thinking. It starts with a thought, and then the brain signals to emotions, hey, I feel bad. You see what I'm saying? I know it doesn't make sense. Like, why would I go, I feel bad, and then I feel bad? Why wouldn't I go, I'm feeling bad, and then I say, I feel bad? I mean, I don't know if I'm confusing y'all, but sometimes we think that we're thinking what we're feeling, and we're thinking what we're experiencing, and we're thinking, but in reality, our thoughts are what's affecting how we're feeling and affecting what we're experiencing and how we're reacting and how we relate to people, and just everything. And this was a really tough lesson for me to learn, and I'm just so excited to be able to share this with y'all, and I hope it helps somebody out there. And I am not perfect at it yet. I'm still working on it. You can ask my friends. Man, I make a lot of mistakes. I'll be telling them one minute I'm like, I'm working on myself. I'm getting better. I'm getting good at this. I'm not gonna get mad at anybody. I am not gonna let anything affect me. I'm gonna be positive. And then the next thing you know, something happens and I'm reacting and I'm sad, or I'm, just, and then I feel bad. I'm like, oh wait, I thought I was improving. But that's the other thing you have to know is all this stuff we're learning is gonna take time. And that's why you have to be patient with yourself. You have to believe that we can do this, and then be patient with yourself. It's like the ocean, the waves, they come in and then they go out. They come in and then they go out. That's life. You're gonna make 2 steps forward, and then you're gonna make 1 step back. It's normal. Don't beat yourself up for that. So let's talk about these thoughts. So when you're laying there in the bed and you're by yourself and you're feeling depressed, first thing I want you to do is pay attention to what you're thinking. We're not going to get out of bed yet. We're going to lay there. And we're going to stop and listen to your thoughts. Does that make sense? Stop and listen to your thoughts. You'll be surprised. You will be so surprised when you stop and listen to your thoughts and realize what you're actually thinking. And just so you're not confused, I would like for you to take a pen and paper, go and buy you a journal, buy you a pretty little book that's got leather bound. It'll make you excited to write in it, and that's going to be a journal. And a nice little ink pen that you feel good writing with, like the rolling ink pen. It glides on the page. Just anything to make yourself happy. And then when you're laying there and you hear your thoughts, write them down. Okay? Write your thoughts down. And then when you finish writing your thoughts down, now they're on paper. You can actually see them. Then you could read them back to yourself, and then you'll be surprised. You'll say, wow, did I really say I hate myself? Did I really say I'm ugly? Did I really say I'm not worth anything? And we wonder, why would we say things like those to ourselves? But see, when you look human behavior history here, when you're born, you're like a brand new computer that just got manufactured that does not have information in it. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry. So it does not have information in it, or you're a disk that doesn't have information in it. And what happens is, okay, you're a baby. That's why babies are all happy-go-lucky, and all they think about is food and going to the bathroom and sleep. Simple life, right? We all wish we could go back to that. No problems. But they're also observing the environment. They're observing how their parents behave and how people around them interact with each other. If you ever noticed, if you jump because you're scared, the baby jumps and starts crying. The baby didn't know that was a scary stimuli. The baby didn't know that. But by observing you, the baby now thinks, okay, I should be afraid of that sound, or whatever it is that made this adult jump. I should be afraid of that. So as you go on in life, you actually are recording stuff. And sometimes you might not remember this right now, but some people come from dysfunctional families where their parents would say things like, you're you're never gonna amount to anything, to the child. Or maybe you were teased in school and you were told that you were fat, piggy, or, kids can be mean, things that they will call you, or you were told you were ugly, and you forget the actual incident, but your mind records it all. The subconscious, we're going to get into that later, records all of that information. And so you later on are depressed and you don't know where these negative thoughts are coming from. But if you really think about it, they are coming from somewhere. And so that's why it's important to pay attention to your thoughts. And like I said, we all have problems with this. This is going to take a lot of time and a lot of patience. And that's why I said every episode I'm going to mention self-love, because part of the reason that we suffer from depression is because we lack self-love, self-esteem, self-efficacy, just being able to love ourselves and decide things for ourselves and do things for ourselves. We feel like we've learned from when we were babies to be codependent on other people. And when other people don't do what we want, we get depressed. We get upset. We don't get that love we want. We get upset. Then we get depressed. And then we think something is wrong with us. So it's a vicious cycle. So first thing we got to learn is pay attention to your thoughts. Write down those thoughts. Then the next thing you do is, now when you start to do this regularly, you're going to realize that you're going to start hearing your thoughts. You're really going to start hearing your thoughts. You're going to be more conscious. You're going to be more mindful of what you're thinking. That's not going to automatically stop your thoughts, but it is going to help you to be more aware when you're having negative thoughts. So what do you do with this? What do I do with these negative thoughts, Lisa? Okay, now I know what I'm thinking. Oh, wow, I can't believe this is what I was thinking. I'm looking at this journal. This is what I was really thinking. Okay, so now what do I do with it? Okay, so there are a few exercises you can do. We're going to learn more later. But right now, we're going to say, if you hear a thought and it says, I'm not good enough, you say out loud to your thought. People are going to think you're crazy, but you'll be crazy if you don't do this. You're trying to save your life here. You say out loud to that thought, no, stop. Okay? You say to that thought, stop. And then you say, cancel that thought. Okay? Somebody's sitting there looking at me going, okay, this chick is crazy. What's she talking about? Look, man, if you're not depressed, you're not going to understand this. This is going to save somebody that's going through something right now. So a negative thought pops up in your head. You say out loud, stop. Okay, if you're around people, you don't have to say it out loud. You can say it in your head real loud. But you say, stop. Cancel that thought. And then you replace it with the opposite thought. So if your thought was negative, obviously the opposite thought is going to be positive. So if you were saying, I am not worth anything, you say, stop. Cancel that thought. I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I deserve to be happy just like everybody else. What makes me different than everybody else out there? And start talking to yourself in a positive tone about positive things. And I'm telling you, you're not going to believe it at first. You're not going to believe yourself. I'm being honest with you. You're not going to believe anything a word you're saying. When I first started saying that, I didn't believe anything I was saying to myself. There's this voice in the back of my head that was going, yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're going to hear that voice in the back going, sure you are. Oh, you hear a thought say, ugly. And then you say, stop. Cancel that thought. I am not ugly. I am beautiful. And then add more thoughts to it. And you're going to hear this little voice saying, no, you're not. You ain't as pretty as such and such, or that dude didn't even want to talk to you because you're not pretty. You're not hear all those voices. But that's why you got to keep practicing this exercise. If y'all ever, I don't know what's in my eye, y'all, but y'all ever seen a movie or a cartoon where the devil is on this side and there's an angel on this side and they're talking to you? That's what it's going to feel like. You have a little devil over here going bad things to you, and then you say, stop, cancel that. And then then you start saying good things to yourself. You have an angel on this side saying good things to you, and then it's back and forth. But eventually this is going to get louder and louder, because you're going to start feeling better, feeling good. So you're going to practice it more, and this is going to die off. I don't know how long it'll take. I can't make any promises. All I can say is be patient. Be patient. Don't start and then stop. You got to take this seriously. If you want to improve in your life, you want to get better. This is not even just for people who are depressed. This is in general. When you want to succeed in life, you want to do something in life, but you feel like you can't do it. I'm practicing this right now. This is only my third entry on my vlog. This is my first time doing a vlog, and there's a lot of fear and anxiety around that. Like, am I gonna do a good job? Are people gonna like it? What's gonna happen? Da, 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 da. And I have to keep telling myself, stop. That's fear talking. That's fear talking. And I say to myself, I have to do this. I can't succeed unless I make the first move. So I have to keep talking to myself and giving myself positive feedback. And that's what I was telling you all on the last episode, that we need to get you to where you don't need people to validate you all the time, because that's where some depression comes from. Is you don't have people around you to validate you, so you feel sad about it, but you should be your source. You should be the one that's able, you're validating yourself. A lot of people, I'm just gonna say this, if you have a faith, it helps, when you, for example, you believe in Jesus Christ, right? So people who believe in something positive like that tend to be happier or more positive. Not all the time now. That's I don't want to open up that can and start another topic, but because they're not looking at humans to make them feel better, they have other ways to feel better. They'll say, I have faith that God is looking out for me, I'll say that to myself too. And then I say, well, so it doesn't matter if other people don't care about me, or they're not helping me, or they're not doing what I want them to do. What matters is what's in here. What matters is what I, believe about myself. Okay, so I don't want to go so much into the religious aspect, because there might be people watching who are not religious, and this is not a religious topic, but this is just an example. When you have something else in you or yourself other than other people, you're not looking out there for other people to make you feel better all the time, you will find that you'll be stronger. Is in the beginning, it's scary because you feel lonely. You feel alone. You want that love. That's how from when we were babies, people hold you and all that. You get used to that. And so it's hard, y'all. I understand. It can be hard to be in this world and feel alone and misunderstood, and everybody's moving on. Everybody seems happy. Again, we say we're going to talk about illusions. Everybody seems happy. There's this illusion that everybody's happy. So you think that you're the only one that's suffering. You're the only one that's going through stuff. In reality, you're not. People just don't talk about what they're going through, but most people out there are going through stuff. So remember that. And sometimes when people treat you strange because of how you are, it's because they're trying to hide who they are. Remember that too. When people judge you and they laugh at you, or they ridicule you going through depression, that is them making themselves feel better. That is their way of making themselves feel better. Also remember that, because healthy, wholesome, happy people, truly healthy, wholesome, happy people don't have time to judge others. They're moving on with their lives. They're starting businesses and I don't know, just vacationing. They're enjoying life. People who sit there and take the time to observe you and judge you and look at you from a negative light and then try to make you feel bad about who you are, those people are not happy. Always remember that. If anything, you should feel sorry for them. They're not happy. So we're working on you. We're working on ourselves. Okay? So observe your thoughts. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to the negative thoughts that are going on inside your head. And then stop them. I know it's hard, but say it. Stop. Cancel that. And then say an opposite thought. Because what's going to happen is, even though you don't believe yourself, when you say, I'm beautiful, I'm worthy, I can do anything, I am this, I am that, and it's all positive stuff, in the beginning you're not going to believe it. But there's power in repetition. Just keep repeating it. Keep telling yourself every single day. Keep telling yourself every single day. It's going to start to sink in. Because remember, you're that computer that just came out when you were born, just came out of the factory, and then you just got all this stuff put into you as you were growing older. So now you can reverse that. You can start recording over the stuff on the disc. You can actually, erase that slowly by slowly and replace it with better thoughts, better ideas. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, it'll take time, but don't lose hope. Keep working on it. Now let's get to the get up part. So once you've done that, you'll find that you'll start to have a little bit of strength. What we do is we write down the things that we like to do, the things that make us feel better, the things that make you feel happy. What makes you feel happy? Some people like to paint, some people like to draw, some people like to go running, some people like to swim, some people like to ride their bikes, some people, like to watch comedy, just whatever it is that you like to do. Do you like to go out to eat? Write all that stuff down. And then once you do that, I want you to pick one of those things every single day that you like and say, today I'm going to do this. What you're doing is you're looking for good feelings. You're looking for stuff that makes you feel good, even though you don't feel like getting out of bed. So what we're going to do is, once you write that down, then you're going to get out of bed. It's going to take a lot if you're at that point where you're that depressed. But you get out of bed. You draw your curtains. Let the light in. Light is very important for your mental health. And then you go in the bathroom and you take a hot bath or a shower. Okay? Because this is something that most people don't realize. Your physical, how you feel physically affects how you feel emotionally. So if you feel dirty and stinky because you've been laying in bed for days and you just, your hair's a mess and you just, been in your pajamas for 4 days, you're gonna feel like crap. You're gonna feel horrible. But once you get in that shower and take a hot shower, a hot bath, you start to smell good, you start to feel good, your skin feels good, and then the water too is cleansing in some way, especially the hot water just refreshes you, the steam gets in your body, and you can breathe, you start to live. And then you when you get out of the shower, put on something that smells good, find you some nice clothes and put them on, even if you're not going anywhere that day. Comb your hair, or go get a haircut if you're a guy, and just do something for yourself. And that's the first step in doing something for yourself, which encourages self-love, is taking care of your body, taking care of yourself. So if you do that, you're gonna feel 10 times better than you felt 20 minutes ago when you were laying in the bed. So that's a good first step to take. And then after that, put on your nice clothes. Then you can decide what you're going to do today. You can go back to your list that you made. If it's a dreary cold day and you don't want to go outside, it's snowing or something, then you can say, okay, I said that I love watching comedies, or I said that I love to paint. Maybe I should start on a new painting. You know, listen to some music that makes you feel good while you paint. See what I'm saying? So do something that makes you feel good every single day. You know, that's the first step. Is you get out of bed, you shower, you make yourself feel, smell, and look good, and then you go do something that makes you feel good. Even if you have to work that day, think of something that makes you feel good that you can do, that's small, that's simple that day. Okay? Then the third and last thing I want to say, I learned this from a lady on YouTube that said she does this, and she's done this all her life, and it's helped her so much, is, some of you are going to think I'm crazy, but hug yourself and tell yourself, I love you. And say your name. You know, say your name. I love you, Lisa. You know, say it to yourself. Say it. Hug yourself and say it. It sounds crazy right now as I'm saying it. It sounds absolutely nuts, but you will be surprised, because we sit here and we wait for people to love us, and people are not perfect. There's no human being on this earth that's perfect. So it's kind of hard sometimes to get that perfect love that you're looking for. So you have to start with yourself. You have to start with loving yourself. So you give yourself a hug and you tell yourself that you love yourself every single day. And then you observe your thoughts. You be mindful of what you're thinking. You stop the negative thoughts on their track and you replace it with positive thoughts. And then you get out of bed and you make yourself feel good and find something that makes you feel good. It's not a magic pill, but it's a start. We're going to have many more episodes, and we're going to just go over different pointers and different things that we can do. But that was the gem that I wanted to share with y'all. I hope this helped somebody. That has helped me a lot in the past. It's helped a lot of people that I know. And if you just have faith, if you just believe in yourself, believe you can do this, believe that this is not the end, that you can beat this, you can beat depression, you can beat this, and just keep working on it. And like I always say, don't give up on yourself. Giving up is not an option. Giving up is never an option. Okay? All right, everyone. Please post comments if you want. Ask questions. I would love to, get ideas of stuff you guys want me to talk about. Subscribe. Click on the little bell right next to the subscribe. That way, whenever I post something, you get a notification. Click like. I always welcome dislikes too. I said, welcome haters. I'm a realist. I love y'all. Hey, it's life, right? And lastly, do not forget to share. Share. You might have friends, family members, people that are going through this. Share. Sharing is caring. So share with someone. This might help somebody. Okay? See you on the next episode. Ciao. And I'll never find someone who can